Matthew 6:22, the light in thy body is thy eye. If thine eye be single, thy body will be full of light. All right, that is because even in the beginning in Genesis, all right, I believe it's Genesis 28:21, I think, and it talks about when Jacob finally meets God. He struggles with God. He finally meets God, okay, and he says he meets him at the Peniel. All right, now this is why Jesus goes into the woods and meditates. This is why Jesus silences his mind and meditates, because they're talking about your mind, okay? David and Goliath, these two men are both you. You are David, okay? That's your higher self, and you are Goliath, your carnal-minded nature, okay? This is why, like I've said this a million times, and I'm trying to get people to open their eyes and see things. Why is Lucifer a 5-pointed, downward-pointed star? And people think this star is satanic. So satanic. It's the downward-pointing 5-star, okay? The 5-pointed, downward-pointing star, because it is symbolizing the 5 senses that you have to shut off through meditation to be one, okay? This is all literally talking about the human mind. The chaos, the rivers, all the oceans of chaos and the seas, and everything is the mind. This is the mind, all right? You have to understand, this book was not written by goofballs. This book was written by brilliant men that traveled the world, that understood the mind, learning from the Greeks and all these ancient people that understood what was going on. The men that wrote the Bible were Gnostics. The word Gnostic means knower, okay? They were knowers, and they wrote the Bible, and they hid these secrets in parables, which is exactly what Jesus said when they asked, why do you speak like this? Why is everything a story? And he says, I speak to you in parables, because when I say things, you're not listening. When I show you things, you're not seeing them. So I am forced to speak to you in parables. This is what it says. The Bible also says that God conceals a thing, and it is the honor of kings to seek it out. So you have to find the secrets. You have to try. I look at it like this. Say we made a pact with God before we came here, and God said, listen, I want you to learn everything you can. I want you to know about this can. And he hands you a can. He says, I want you to know about this can. When you die, you have to come back up here and tell me all about this can. I want to know about the can. And you go, okay, cool. I'm going to go down. I'm going to learn about the can. So you put the can on a pedestal and you pray to the can. And every day you take 20 minutes out of your day. Oh, I love you, can. Oh, thank you, can. Thank you so much, can. And you pray to this can. Years go by and you pray, and people are like, wow, you're in such a great mood. Well, I've been saved by the can. The can saved me because I pray to it. I pray to the can. And everyone, oh, wow. And other people even start praying to the can. Oh, the can. I love the can. Now, when you die, you go up and God says, so, what did you learn? And you say, well, what do you mean? I prayed to the can every day. And he says, well, I didn't tell you to pray to a can. I told you to learn everything you could possibly learn about the can. I didn't say to put the can on a pedestal and pray to it. So, did you learn anything about the can? He said, what do you mean? I did exactly, I put the can up and I worshiped the can. I didn't tell you to worship the can. I told you to learn about the can. I told you that I hide information and I want you to learn about it. And you said you would, but instead of learning, you put it on a pedestal, you prayed to it, you played music to it, you sang to it. You didn't learn about the can. And he says, I want you to open the can for me. And he opens the can, and you got nothing in the can. There was nothing in it in the first place. You would have learned that if you did what he said, but everyone's going around doing exactly the opposite of what God even says to do in the Bible. All right? Jesus says, you have to do the works that I do, and then you can be greater than me. But people aren't doing the works. They're just praying to statues, which is exactly what it says not to do in the Bible. It says, do not make any images of stone or carved images and pray or bow to them. But that's okay. That's what everyone does. Listen, if you want to finally learn, Go to my website, learn as much as you possibly can. Reach out to me there. I love you all so much. This is my opinion.